What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Trent the Truth Show. I'm your host, Trent the Truth. Whatever you're doing, wherever you're listening from, thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe to our podcast on Spotify and YouTube. It's the Trent the Truth Show. And while you're doing that, give us some love on social media. It's Trent the Truth on Instagram, TikTok, wherever you search. Real quick, today's episode is brought to you by Shy Soul Cuisine. Shy Soul Cuisine specializes in fresh and flavorful cuisine, offering unique catering experiences and hands-on cooking classes. Book Shy Soul Cuisine for your next corporate event or gathering. You can follow us on Instagram, Shy Soul Cuisine, Chicago, Indiana Catering. Hit us up, place your orders, meal prep, hands-on cooking classes, get your eat on. And just like I tell you guys, if you want to be a guest, you want to sponsor an episode, you got any questions, comments, or anything you want me to address, just email me at trentthetruthshow@gmail.com. Again, that's trentthetruthshow@gmail.com. And if you're feeling good and you want to bless us, our Cash App is TrentTheTruth88. Again, that's TrentTheTruth88. Don't forget to put the $sign in the front. And for the people out there in TV land, you know we got the QR code on the screen ready for you to pull your phone out and just make your donation from wherever you're watching. But whatever you decide to do at the show, whether it's a question, a comment, you want to be a sponsor or a guest, whatever it is, we truly appreciate all your interaction and love with the Trent the Truth Show. Continuous proof of that. We always got some good guests on the show. Today we got Specialist Murry in here with us. What's up, man?
How we doing, bro?
All right, man. Thank you for coming on down.
Yes,
Introduce yourself, man.
Well, Specialist Brandon Murry, United States Army.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. First off, I want to start by telling you thank you for your service. That's number one. I make it my business to make sure I thank veterans when I see them, because they taking on a job that a lot of people don't want to, and they do it for a lot of times people that don't even have them in their highest regard. Like I tell people, military and teachers should be some of the highest paid people in the world. And I really stand on that. I don't just say it. I really agree with that. So I want to start by doing that, man. And Happy New Year.
Likewise. Happy New Year to you, brother.
What you do for the New Year? Did you do anything?
Sat home.
Sat in the house.
Sat home, man. Sat home. Spent time with the family.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm here for a few weeks before I head back out. So
okay.
The important thing was spending time with them while I can.
So it wasn't no party you was going to under the light. You ain't had to be outside. Wasn't no ball dropping.
Not at all. Not at all. We have fun at home.
Okay.
Do our little celebratory type thing.
Okay.
Non-alcoholic, of course. But,
of course.
We enjoy ourselves.
Right.
I get to spend time with the wife and kids, and like I said, we back out soon. So
that's what's important. That's what's important. So, man, I had to get you down here. Number one, you are a valued client. And I always had a lot of respect for everything that you do, every way you carried yourself. But what made me have more respect was this recent decision that you made to go back, not to start again, to go back in the Army. What was all that about? Like, how did you get to that decision? Like, how did you get there?
Man, well, it wasn't an easy decision.
Right.
First and foremost, especially if we being technical, what's going on in today's platform, and what's going on and who we serve.
Right.
However, after a lot of negotiations and talking with the wife and getting input from the children, it's like everybody's older now.
Right.
Got 4 wonderful children. One is grown, got a couple teenagers, got a little one. However, they're older now.
Right.
And really just looking at the time, I thought it was the right time. I'm able to do some things again in terms of health.
Okay.
A better mind space. And I went to my wife and said, hey, what do you think about if it was in works for about a year.
Okay.
Of course, it was kind of looked upon as, that's probably out of the way. We're not gonna do it. However, feeling great, mind, body, soul, man, and felt God saying, "Hey, let's do it."
Okay.
And with the support of my wife, support of my children, here we are.
And that probably was monumental in that decision making, just having that support. Like, okay, so let me ask you this: were you gonna go whether you had the support or not, or you just wanted to make sure you wanted to feel good about the decision you made and got that support because that mattered to you, or like you was going anyway, or
the support of my wife is everything. Let me say that the support of my wife is everything.
Okay.
Now, in the back of my mind, you always have that thing of, well, what if I do it again, or what if I just step out on faith regardless?
Right.
We always have that situation of, if I say no, you're gonna look at it another 5 years of, man, I should have did it.
Right.
I should have did it. I looked on the support of my wife.
Okay.
I'll say that more than anything, that takes high priority. And once I got okay with her, even with some hesitance, my wife has always been supportive of everything I've done in life since the beginning.
Shouts to a good wife.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Support is important, ladies.
Absolutely.
Make sure y'all take notes.
But yeah, her best wishes. And like I said, we put it before God, and once again, here we are.
So look, you were just sitting down at the crib, just like, what was it that impacted that decision? Like, what do you remember that day when you was like, you know what? Like, what did that look like? Because this is your second tour, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So to go in already, come out, and then this is like you spent like maybe 10 years out, right? Or how many years in between?
Looking at about 15, 16 years.
Okay, so you do a tour, come out 15 years later. So within that 15 years, what was you doing?
In between that, got into retail once everything was over with, which I was in retail when I met my wife.
Okay.
Decided to go back to school. After I got done with school, I ended up doing retail. I ended up doing phlebotomy. I'm actually a licensed phlebotomist. And my wife was like, once again, off of her strength, why don't you go back to school and teach?
Okay.
And for the last 9.5, 10 years before I made this decision, I was a middle school teacher.
Had you ever thought about teaching before she presented it to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is funny, when I was 18.
Okay.
When I was 18, I talked about teaching. But you always have those thoughts in your mind and whatnot, and how we need strong black men to go into the classrooms.
Right.
At the time of being 18, I didn't look at it like that. It's like, whatever, But here we were, fast forward 12 years, the age of 30, decided to go back to school, became a teacher.
Right.
And it was the biggest blessing because I did have a way of giving back.
Okay.
And giving those things that were given to me at a younger age, because I did have a couple positive black teachers and coaches that helped me out throughout my life of middle school, high school.
Okay.
And I wanted to give them that.
Wow. Okay. So I just said, I believe teachers and military people should be some of the highest paid in your ass, both of them.
Both of them. Waiting on that money, though. Waiting on that money. Maybe we can speak that into existence.
I definitely say, I think that's one of America's problems, man, because you're responsible for putting forth the future, and then when you decide to go into any military service, you're putting your life on the line for people that you don't know, for people that don't like you, people that don't even like. Wow. So that's why I feel like y'all should be the highest paid. What level was you teaching?
So my first few years, I started out as a assistant, teacher assistant, while I went through school and got my degree. Did high school language arts. After high school language arts, I decided to go middle school. So middle school language arts, I think I've dealt with a little bit in chemistry, a little bit of math, but my core content area was language arts.
Okay.
So I did language arts, middle school, high school.
Okay, that's pretty good. So all of that time you teaching, and then you just decided to go back to the military. What was it like? What was it like the first time? So explain how you can go back. Like a lot of times people don't understand how you can go back. Is there a window that closes, or you can go in and you can come back whenever?
Not exactly. So the thing with me and being over the age of 35, there are restrictions.
Okay.
There was a cutoff of 35. However, with waivers and like I said, past experience and working a few strings, I was able to go back in. But of course, I had to redo everything all over again in terms of basic training and job training, and the experience was different.
Okay.
But it was something I wanted to do, and I was determined to do it.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's 2 to 3 years. You have a little bit more flexibility to do it, but once you're out for a certain amount of time, yeah, you have to go through some different channels and waivers and things of that nature, especially when you're, like I said, over the age of 35 like me.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is, I'll be 40 pretty soon. So I had to go through some channels to get there.
Wow. So just going through all of that though, like that first tour and the decision to go back into it, what did that look like though? Like, was it boot camp? Like what year was you the first tour? What years were that? Was there anything special going on in the world where y'all were needed or?
I think it's time 06, Iraqi freedom.
Oh, you was in Iraq.
We were dealing with Afghanistan,
okay,
Osama, and things of that nature.
How long were you there?
A few months.
Okay,
a few months. Did that, got injured, which we'll talk about that later. In terms of injury and coming back.
Okay.
But once again, different avenue, different era now, as into doing it now. It wasn't anything going on at the time.
Okay.
And now we're looking at a transition of something firing up again.
Okay.
So it's now same thing, just different time, different age, different mindset. Yeah.
So when y'all go over there, y'all literally jumping out of planes into, do y'all know the assignment, or like are y'all going in that blind? What is that like? I don't know nothing about the Army. I'm just trying to get it all from your perspective in regards to.
Well, you have different avenues, different MOSs, which is jobs.
Okay.
And different people do different things.
Okay.
You're gonna have your airborns, you're gonna have your rangers, you're gonna have your infantrymen. Everybody plays a certain role.
Okay.
No, I wasn't, hopping out and doing anything crazy. Even at this point in time now, they'll call what I'm doing now a soft era job.
Okay.
Because I'm basically a 42 Alpha. 42 Alpha is human resources, dealing with paperwork, different transitions of information for different soldiers.
Okay.
So now it's, I won't say easier, but at the same time, I'm a soldier.
Okay.
And I have to go where is needed, when is needed, and I have to put on my big boy pants and load up like I'm infantry.
Okay.
I have to load up like I'm a gunner. Whatever the position is at this point in time, I have to be ready.
Wow. Okay.
At any time.
Are you? So is what you're in? Is it called like a platoon or an infantry, or like what is it? What class, or like what is it that you in?
So they're broken down high levels. You got your mid levels and your lower levels.
Okay.
So a platoon would consist of 20 to 30 people, maybe 50, and then of course a company, which the company is a group of platoon.
Okay.
Then you got your battalion, regiment, things of that nature.
Okay.
So everything is basically sections.
Gotcha.
Yeah, everything is sections.
Wow. So a day in Iraq, what did that look like for you? The first tour.
Noise.
Noise.
Wow. You're always on the go.
Okay.
And the situation of now, you have to always be prepared.
Okay.
You have to always be ready. They call your name. You got a certain amount of time to jump on it.
Okay.
And even with now, if my name is called, we need you here at this point in time, you don't get that no.
Wow.
You don't get that, well, here's what, maybe we can talk about this, and
right.
Don't take me out of the running. That's not how that works.
Okay.
And it's really now from, like I said, 06 to now, you have to be ready. So noise, action, a lot of moving pieces, but you're always on the move and you're always on swivel.
Okay.
Always on swivel.
How do you psych yourself up for something like that, though?
You don't.
How do you prepare yourself?
The way the military prepares you.
Okay.
Ready at all times.
Okay.
And I mean, it's unfortunate as it is, it's always you have a job to do. And once you sign those papers, you have to defend and serve. You have to follow the creed of the United States Army. Okay. And you basically put all of that in your mind as a regular individual. Okay. Like even now, I'm at the age of 40 was a regular individual. My mindset isn't like that anymore because of what I signed up to do. Okay. So I'm ready and able at all times. Okay. You have to be that in any military anytime you sign up. Right. And that's basically where I am. And I know I had to get all that back again in terms of having that mindset. Right, because you went back to being a civilian almost. Like you had to kind of. I mean, I was a civilian. It's the thing of all right, taking care of family, kids, new profession, and what I looked at my career of doing and potentially finishing of being a school teacher. I'm supporting kids. This is what I do now, as opposed to the change of a year into now saying, you know what, at almost 40 years old, I want to go back into the military, and this is what I want to do, and this is how I want to have my life planned from the next 15, 16 years. Mm-hmm. Just being ready. Wow. Just being ready. So your decision to go back this second time, because I think you explained to me the first time you have 20 years total that you can be enlisted or something like that, or? Yeah, so you can do 20 years of enlistment. Okay. Now that's a minimum. So I guess I can break it down a little bit. You get 10 years in, you can go ahead and get like your GI Bill, things of that nature, where you can actually give it off to your kids to go to school. 20 years for retirement. Many individuals, especially if you want to go officer, things of that nature, you can do 30. Okay. It's really up to you and that transition. Okay. And it's not an easy transition from that life to civilian, and many individuals choose to continue to go forward. But 20 years as opposed to doing 30 years at a factory or something like that, it has its pros and cons. Okay. But 20 years minimum you can do unless you get hurt or some unbeknownst life-changing things happen, whether you're on a regular job or if you're on a military installation, things happen. Okay. Protect yourself. Do the time if you're going to, but 20 years is minimum. So the first tour you did was just the 4. So you got time left. Are you going to do the rest of the 20? What's your goal the second time around? To go all the way out. Okay. So that's the plan. Okay. But once again, that's what I plan for myself. That's what I plan in terms of sustainability for my family. Well, I'm a God man, so I can't really say where God is going to put me, but where I feel and what I want to do. Right. I want to finish out next 16 years or so, 17 years, and go from there. Okay. That way, full pension, retirement. Right. But then whatever extra years I want to do, and I think I spoke to you about this before about teaching. Right. If I can knock out an extra 5 to 10 years on teaching, hey, more money. That's more money for when you really retire. Right, and more options. Right. If I want to be frank, more options and just more opportunity. Okay. Yep. That's pretty good. So even with, like you said, it's a transition, because when you out in Iraq, you see kids, you can't really
give him the benefit of the doubt, you kind of, I don't know, you kind of have to just be alert, like you said. So you go from those moments of seeing a little kid, but this little kid could be dangerous, and then now you flip it over, and now you see, like, what type of toll does that take on your mental health, though? Like, just the whole operations, even if, because I'm sure you've seen some things that still mess with you. That's, what type of toll does that take on you, and how do you deal with those kind of things?
Well, you pray and continue to work on getting yourself in order.
Okay.
I've been in more situations where friends up until this point now still are serving. I got a couple friends, buddies that been out within the last 4 or 5 years. It takes a toll. I'm not gonna try to sugarcoat it. It takes a toll, but it's the thing of fixing yourself every day.
Right.
And you have to do that. And you have to talk to people. Like, you can't keep it bottled in.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife can account, but talking to her, I had a hard time of talking.
Okay.
And even as a man now at this point in time, I have a hard time talking and being expressive. But you have to.
Right.
You have to talk, you have to be expressive, and you have to still do what you signed up to do.
Right.
And you have to treat certain situations regardless of, hey, look about 10 years old. No, you still have to treat every situation.
You dangerous. You could. You could get sent.
You could, because even with now, and like I said, being older, a lot more mature, a lot more wiser, I still can't let my maturity and me being a little bit more wiser take me away from the fact of, once again,
you in a war zone.
Anything.
Yeah, I'm in a war zone now.
Like I said, you have to be alert, you have to be on swivel, and if it happens,
right,
you got to be ready.
Right.
Yeah.
I think you do a pretty good job, though, because just from watching TV and different movies and just even having a chance to speak with some older veterans, the toll that whole experience takes on you, which is why a lot of them, they end up heavy drugs. Some of them do alcohol heavy. Like, man, and not saying that you found something or you do something, but like you say, prayer helps you. Yeah. Prayer and just being around family, just finding some type of way just to offset those feelings and thoughts. I know it's some things. What are some experiences that you've seen that probably will never leave you? Probably is the reason why you may feel like, I need to pray, or I need to talk to somebody. Like, what you see over there, something that is, I can't forget this if I wanted to.
Well, for the most part, I will say that for me, I never seen something that just mind-blowing to where I have to go hide and I have to cry and see somebody.
Okay.
A lot of what I saw in the time, everything was really based off of briefings.
Okay.
When you actually sit down, you're able to process.
Okay.
And you're watching briefings of this situation happened, that situation, this person murdered, this situation where, an IED has blown up.
Right, y'all gotta deal with that.
Yeah, all of that. So it's like when you're in the moments, you're not really thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't process it that way, as opposed to you really sitting down and finally watching and reflecting, as it's just you in a room of people,
mm-hmm.
and you just blinders on that situation, and that stuff that sits with you more than anything, in my opinion.
Okay.
It's not the in it, it's really the thing of sitting and you reflect.
Right.
That's what hits me.
Not carrying out the task.
Right.
It's thinking about it.
Thinking about it and what you're seeing, and the simple fact of what it does to individuals that you know. that's the hurting part of it, because a lot of people don't regroup.
Right.
A lot of individuals don't regroup, and you can put them in different places for that
They're never the
treatment,
same.
or many of them that go to those coping mechanisms of drugs, alcohol, or whatever the case may be. It's a horrible demon that it can't shake it.
Right.
It can't shake it.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow. And then to go through all of that, and then to, in some forms, still get, when you come back home, I hear experiences about some vets being treated like no respect, or just, I don't know, just an afterthought. I don't know. It's like they need military people. Do you think they take care of them well, or could it be better?
Well, it definitely could be better.
Okay.
If for the most part, and like I said, all this is my interpretation. If it was better, we wouldn't have so many that's looking for some assistance.
Right.
I'm not gonna get it twisted. Thankful for the VA. I'm thankful for those that lend a hand for veterans, even with something as simple as discounts and all of that great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't take away from them.
Right.
However, there's a lot of homeless veterans that's fighting for a place to stay.
Right.
Or won't get the proper treatment at Veteran Affairs or the VA, different hospitals and things of that nature. And many of them have seen far more worse things than the average person would see.
Right.
And yet you treat them like secondhand trash.
Like they bothering you.
Right. You treat them like secondhand trash. Like you see them at the stores, or you just see them walking around, and you don't know what they're going through in their mind. And you won't even give the simple compassion.
Right.
But it brings me back to that point of the question of what you asked. Yeah, it could be more support.
Okay.
Yeah, they need more. Because like I said, everybody's not in a situation where you can get out and you have a home prepared for you, or your next job and where your next piece of money is coming from.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the case. Even with those that may have dishonorably discharged,
right,
they still serve,
right,
and still deserve some type of support,
right.
And I think if there was more that was brought forth for these individuals, I think we as a whole and as a country would be a lot better. But once again, that's my interpretation.
Right.
That's my interpretation.
But I'm sure you're not the only one that will say something like that, or that think like that, like y'all should be treated a lot better than what you are, or I don't know. It's tough. But did you know that from the first tour? Everything you just said, did you feel like that from the first tour? Like, look, y'all could be treating people better. Y'all could be, the operations could be a lot smoother.
Well, I mean, even beforehand, my grandfather was in, some uncles were in, my dad was in, stepmom,
so you feel
different cousins. So you knew different individuals that went in, and some fared better than others.
Right.
But you saw the ones that didn't fare as well. You saw the lack of support.
Right.
You saw how, they were treated. And even at a time of being younger, even like I said before, 18, you didn't understand it at a young age, but you had those that were, how we talked about, coping with, the situations in terms with drugs, alcohol, things of that nature. And at the time, you're thinking, Uncle such and such is just loped out right now because of just life.
Right.
Not knowing that it's just different things they've experienced. And a lot of that was kind of swept under the rug because you didn't know. And then you saw those that did well after the transition. I will say, like my grandfather, for example. My grandfather ended up serving. like 5 years.
Okay.
And this was back in the 50s. However, with him serving back in the 50s and getting out and building a home and things of that nature, worked for, as a nurse for the VA.
Okay.
So, those resources that wasn't given to many individuals, he was able to jump a hold of it, had a nice, career outside of the military, helping out those he served with, But everybody's not privy to those opportunities.
Right.
Or don't know how to get to those opportunities. I feel it's up to individuals that, and as a whole, as a collective, to support individuals that are veterans and that have served and that have put in their best effort, just like anybody with any type of job. And you see, and I don't mean to be the dead horse, but you see people in many situations that get the short end of the stick.
Oh yeah.
And we treat them bad.
Yeah.
And oftentimes we don't even know why we treat them bad. We just just treat them bad.
That's my concern. Like, man, that's why I wanted to get you down, just to be able to get everything from a soldier's perspective, just on everything. But just treat the people better. Have better plans in place.
Goes a long way.
Yeah. So, at the beginning, you did let me know that you are a specialist now. What does that mean? High tech, you out here.
So in our rank system,
G.I. Joe.
I wish I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So in the rank systems, as enlisted, you have from E1 up to E9.
Okay.
Anything after E4 is what we call NCOs, or non-commissioned officers.
What's the E? Like entry level? Well, you don't know.
Somewhat.
Okay.
So basically, like I said, like a ranking system. Your E1, you're basically a private. E2.
Okay.
Private. E3, private first class. E4, specialist. So basically, where I'm at now, I'm looking to potentially become a non-commissioned officer, and that would take me into my sergeant level.
Okay.
But also too, which speaking it into existence, kind of want to go to officer school later on.
Okay.
Where I could rank up and become captain, lieutenant, things of that nature.
Okay.
I've always had no problem with working up, or starting low and working up.
Right.
And that's even with anything as retail, as I told you about, or teaching. I've always looked at having options and plans.
Right.
And it's to work for everything. So that's where I am now, to try to work into that ranking system to go high.
Okay.
And hopefully once this career is all over and done, be an officer pretty soon.
Okay.
We'll see how that goes.
And then what will your responsibilities be as an officer? Well, I'm sure they does. Okay. So let me ask it this way. As you climb up in the rankings, does your responsibility get greater?
Oh, absolutely. So,
okay.
I think you talked about it earlier in terms of platoons,
right,
and companies and all of that. So depending on your role, you could be, as a commander, or just an example, you're over that platoon or that group in that platoon, because you may have maybe 4 platoons, 5 platoons or so. Then you have a whole company and all that. So depending on your scale and where you are rank wise, would be how you basically control or work or oversee those groups. So yeah, it's going to be more responsibility, but hey, why not?
Right. So are y'all like making explosives, or like what is so I guess when I think about the Army, I can only go back to, I guess, what I'm seeing on TV, and I know Hollywood doesn't do a good job. So I guess I got to use you to be able to, to know what's real and what's not, and what really happens, and like, just okay. Since you left, now you in training. What's the next step You went or you out of training? Was it AIT or something like? AIT. What was that?
So basic combat training is the first step. Okay. So basically 10 weeks of hard-nosed training, basically making you into that first level of a soldier, the combat aspect of it.
Right.
So basically I had completely different location of where I was training at.
Okay.
And it just so happened this particular unit was strictly infantry.
Okay.
The heavy hitters.
Okay.
And so go through BCT 10 weeks. The job that you are doing, basically your MOS, you're going to be training for that specific job depending on however many weeks.
Okay.
For my job, 9 weeks. An extra 9 weeks on top of the 10.
Okay.
It varies on what your actual MOS is. Like medics would definitely be probably a year of AIT training.
Okay.
Because you're trying to get better in skills with your actual MOS. So it really just depends. And then after that, you now go into what we call the big army, meaning you're back now, or you are now out of the trainings. You're out of basic training. You're out of your job training, and now you got to implement what it is you've learned in that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said the basic combat training, and is that like what form of fighting is that, or is it just straight? What are you shooting? 50 cals?
It really varies.
Okay.
Depending on the actual training location.
Okay.
The one I was in, you're basically dealing with M16s.
Okay. Fullies.
Yeah. But then, like I said, it depends on your job too. Of course, if you're a gunner or infantryman or whatever the case may be, yeah, you're dealing with a lot more heavy weaponry.
Okay.
You're a tanker, you're dealing with tanks. It really depends on what your actual job is or what your actual MOS is there.
Okay.
And that depends on what equipment you're going to be dealing with.
Okay. Yeah. And that's the equipment you have. So is that the verbiage? They don't say guns in the Army, do they? Weapon.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's weapon. But like I said, it really depends.
Okay.
And like I said, each station has something different on what you're going to be utilizing.
And does everybody get a chance to work with everything, or just this group? This is the only thing y'all gonna be handling?
It depends on the station.
Okay.
It depends on the station. Also, like I said, depends on what you're going in as.
Okay.
When you sign up.
Okay.
Of course, if you're infantry, yeah, you're gonna be dealing with everything.
Okay.
Because you never know what. That's your job, basically.
Right.
That's your job.
Okay.
If you infantry, that's your job, so that's what you're going to be doing. As opposed to, like I said, someone in my MOS right now, like I said, I still know what I'm dealing with and what I'm handling.
Right.
And you learn all of this stuff in basic combat training.
Okay.
Anything from conditioning, firing weapons, basic health and training, different scenarios of you actually being out there on the line.
Right. Sliding through the sand.
Woo, crawling the whole nine, firing overhead, which, you prepared for all this
right
stuff, and like I said, you get all that out of the way, and then AIT is where you're learning your actual specific job.
Okay. I'm heavy into sports. I like football. So a long time ago, I learned about Pat Tillman. You ever heard of Pat Tillman?
Yep.
Okay. Rest in peace, Pat Tillman. Much love to the Tillman family. But his story was super intriguing. Pat Tillman, for a lot of people that don't know, Pat Tillman ended up being able to play in the NFL for the Arizona Cardinals. September 11th happened, and Pat Tillman decided, now I don't know if he had already been in the Army before, but after September 11th, he decided to go enlist in the Army. And major major props for that. Like I said, I told you earlier, I commend people. I feel like you guys and teachers should be some of the highest paid, double for you. But his story struck me because he ended up getting executed in training. And that's something that happens like more than what's talked about, or more than, wow, okay. But you knew all of that and still said, hey, like, what type of, I don't know. So this is a compliment, but I need to know how to put it. Like, what type of animal do you have to tell yourself to be, knowing that I'm coming in here with some things that are going to be completely out of my control?
So I look at it like this. So I'm going to be straightforward with you. You can get shot just while walking outside your house.
That's true.
You know, or anything crazy could happen. You could be walking across the street and you can get hit by a car.
That's true.
You can have sickness in your body and you just pass out on the street.
That's true.
Or honestly, you can be perfectly fine in anything.
I hear that all the time too.
You understand what I'm saying?
People, they die, they sleep, all kind of stuff.
Yeah, and you know, it's really the thing of putting, and I'm going to say it a lot. You're going to put God in that situation.
Okay.
You know, and what I mean by that is in your situation in your life.
Okay.
My faith is very strong, so I believe that wherever God would have me to do, wherever God would have me to go, God is going to be there with me regardless.
Okay.
And as you said, RIP to Pat Tillman. Like I said, I'm a football fan as well, and you know, I followed his story a lot, decade and a half ago, a few decades when that happened. You just have to be ready.
Okay.
You know, and just trust in the process. Like I said, anything could happen. It's like a job.
That's true.
Or like a career, depending on how you look at it. It could be a job for you, it could be a career.
Okay.
Anything could happen at a job or career, what you doing. Like I said, anything can happen. You can work in a factory, slip, fall over the rail, you landing in some type of machine.
Lava.
You know what I'm saying? Anything. You know what I'm saying? Anything.
That's
so
true.
I just really look at it as God's with me.
Okay.
God's with me. I got faith. My family believe in what I'm doing.
Okay.
And as long as they believe in what I'm doing, my wife is supportive, kids are supportive, I can't go wrong.
Okay.
I can't go wrong.
So I guess that is something to use, because your faith, what you believe in, that holds precedence over everything in your life. So if you got that in order, if you're strong in that belief, then if I know if this person say he got me, I do everything that's asked or whatever, I believe, I pray, I participate, then there's no need to worry, right? That's the mindset.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, because if you scared, then you won't even leave out your house.
That's true. You're scared, go to church.
If you scared, go to church. You know what I'm saying? And you just have to have that mindset that everything is going to be all right.
Okay.
And you still have a mind to know when you step out those doors, wherever you going, the goal is to still get back home.
Right.
Still get back home in one piece.
Because you got children.
You got children. And, you know, that's with anything you're doing.
Okay.
We know the world right now, and that's, you know, we're older individuals. You know what I'm saying? We know what the world is at this point in time, and it ain't getting no better. That's even on our own front door.
Right.
However, if I'm afraid, I might as well stay in the house.
Okay.
And that's just not in
me. So is it really about like what, God and country? Is it for you? Is it family? Like everything? Because like I say, we talked about this. Veterans, they come back and they come back to societies that don't care about them. So I know why. I don't know because I haven't asked you. What do you think about this country? How do you feel about the country with everything that's going on? 2025, we know about different presidents acting crazy, abusing power, and using the military as a weapon. And it's like, you got to deal with all of that. You got to deal with more racism. It's getting more and more blatant in the world. And hey, I'm just deciding I'm going to put my life on the line for somebody that don't see me as equal. Like, is it your decision? And I know every soldier has their own specific decision, but yours, is it the love of the country? What is it for you directly that made you like, okay, you know what? Well, I know you did say, it almost looked like tradition because you got family members going in. Like, what was your core feeling though? Even if family didn't go in, like, what is it that you're defending?
So I love them. I love the United States. I feel like, we're one of the best countries in the world.
I think America is a bully because of the military.
Absolutely.
For real. Absolutely. I feel confident.
Not negate.
I feel confident.
Not negate. However, even with that, I still have an obligation to protect my family.
Right. It
just so happened I'm not just looking at them, I'm also looking at other family as well. I would never want anything to happen to my family. I wouldn't want anything to happen to my friends. I wouldn't want anything to happen to anybody that's innocent.
Right.
No, you can't be Captain Save anybody and everybody.
Right.
However, I looked at it as an opportunity to do something that I wanted to do.
Okay.
And I think we talked about it in the initial part of this thing. I don't want to look back 5-10 years from now and say, man, wish I did this, or man, I should have did it when I said something.
Right.
Because that time has already passed.
Okay.
And it's time you honestly can't get back. So
that's true.
Why not? And America's America. You know what I'm saying? Like
America going America.
Let's go America, and you can't help who you have in terms of leadership.
Right.
Unfortunately. Some are bad, better than others, but kind of gotta look at it. It's like putting out 2 cups of warm water. You sticking your hand in both, and they still warm water. Ain't no different.
Right.
So it's like, well, do you still sit even though, no, it's no different.
Okay.
It's no different. You step out.
Just act.
Just step out.
Wow.
Like I said, I'm not taking anything away from anybody and anything of what their views are and what they choose to do or lack thereof. Don't choose.
Right.
I know what I'm doing. And at the end of the day, if I'm doing it and I feel good about it, and I feel right about it, I'm going to do it.
Right.
If I do it this time around and it ain't for me, and I feel in my heart it's not for me, then okay, that's cool. That's cool. I ain't got to live back on what I didn't do.
Right. Or no regrets.
There you go.
Well, I'll take that. What message do you think your children took from you deciding to go back to it versus the message you hoped they got?
Question.
I'm gonna get you.
That's a good question. Man.
It's the truth show.
Man, all right. So my kids were supportive.
Okay. Off back, just Dad, you can go.
They didn't believe it at first. So that's why it turned out to be, we got, go ahead, and all of that. But as everything started to get more serious, a lot of that changed a little bit.
Right.
And it was still the thing of trying to reassure them that even with what's going on and me doing this, I'm still here.
Right.
I'm still dead, or whatever the case may be. However, I don't do anything just off the strength of me.
Okay.
I do everything off my family.
Right.
And if I feel like, okay, this is going to put us in a position where you good, and I have to put in a little bit more work, this is going to be beneficial to you in the end.
Okay.
And reassuring them that kind of shifted. Because I'll be honest, my kids think that I live.
Okay.
And that was some motivation too. Like, man, all right, your kids look at you in this regard. Show them how it's done. Be that example. You know, what I want my kids to do this walk, yeah, when they grown, that's their decision they can make. I'm going to support them regardless.
Mm-hmm.
However, I want to show them that, hey, your daddy did it, your mama did it. This is still doable, and you can still come out on the winning side. So,
imagine that weight, though. Imagine that weight. Now, your whole side and went in the Army, and now, so your kids have to deal with not, and it ain't you making them, but they got to deal with knowing your side been in, their mom been in. So it's almost like pressure to go right into it. But you're not pushing that though, right?
Absolutely not. Like, I got 4 of the most different kids per se, like in terms of how they are as individuals.
Okay.
Will this conversation come up eventually? Hey, I'm thinking about doing. The oldest, he's considered.
Okay.
You know, he's 21. Hey, if that's what you want to do, by all means.
Okay.
The other ones are good with sports and social media and whatever their calling is, that's their calling. However, if that's your calling to say, hey, you know what? I think the military's for me.
Okay.
By all means.
By
all means. I'm going to support you. It's going to be nothing no different than you saying, hey, Dad, I want to be a YouTuber. Or, Dad, I want to start a podcast. Or, hey, Dad, I want to be a barber. Hey, Dad, I want to go and play sports. Hey, Dad, I want to wrestle. Hey, I want to be a nurse. I want to be a doctor. This is all a part of the profession. It's all about life.
Whatever you decide you want to be. Right.
Whatever you want to be. This is something that's potentially, hopefully, you stand on the right track to do it, and it pushes you towards something. That's what I care about. That's what I care about.
That's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. So it's 4 branches in the military, right? Air Force, Army, Navy, and
Marine.
Right.
And you got the Space Force.
So that's real.
Yeah. So
Trump
you made me laugh on that one, man.
Trump ain't bullshit.
You made me laugh on that one. So yeah, that's actually what it is. And the thing of it is, what I've read recently, and me and my wife talked on it recently. Many prior service members are actually going to join the Space Force.
Okay, now, okay. Will there be a space war? Like, come on now. Like, okay, well, navies, it could happen on the water. Marines, it could happen in the air. Army, it could happen on the ground. In space, though, come on now. You dealing with gravity and all kind of.
I try.
How you gonna fight?
Oh wow! I try to look at it, man. As there has to be a method to the madness.
The bullets ain't gonna travel.
No. I try to look at it as a method to the madness. It has to be something, but once again,
it's control.
I don't know what happens on that end. Hey, kudos to you on that and whatever you're trying to get from this. If it's something that benefits helping society and the people, okay. That's really the best I got. Like, it is a real thing. It is a real thing, but
that's just America's need for greed. They need to be first.
Well, in order to be first, I guess you have to step outside of it. And I mean, remember who created this thing? Who we actually
old Donnie.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, was this something that you looked at 5-6 years ago, like, as really going to be something that turns out to something? No, nobody looked and like, okay, Space Force. We all thought it was goofy.
Right.
Even I don't care what you've done in your life, whether you served or you didn't, or whatever the case may be. You thought it was a goofy thing, especially where it was coming from. It's here, and the crazy part about it, People are enlisting. People are joining.
Wow.
And it is now included as one of those branches.
Get the heck out of here.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So even after all of that time, you go back, you 40. You go back, you were now with 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds.
18.
18-year-olds.
18.
Was it something to where you feel like you had to like earn respect, or do they treat you different, or you one of the guys like everybody else? And are you the only older Army man, or is this common?
Before I decided to do it, I started seeing stuff on social media, like all the, people that's gotten older, you're 30 and ups, that said, hey, you know what? I want to give this a shot. I think it's more common now than what it's been.
Okay.
Could it be the economy? Could it be something different? Could it be just something that you want to do as a life experience? Could be.
Right.
To each his own or whoever. But I started to see a lot of that. And it's like, man, okay. How do I do it?
Right.
Would I be able to do? And of course I had to drop weight, and I started working on eating better, and a lot of things I eliminated to prep me for it.
Right.
But once I got into BCT and AIT, now in BCT I was the oldest.
Okay.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, the second oldest individual was 33.
You unking now.
So I'm unking now. You know what I'm saying? And then at AIT I became OG.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Which I embraced it, but I also looked at it as, I'm here the same reason they're here.
Right.
And, however, in my mind, I'm like, okay, I got a little bit more to prove because I am older. Will I be able to stick with these individuals? Might not be first. Sure as hell ain't gonna be last.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I just worked hard every day, and of course I know my why. There was the thing of other individuals understanding why they're there and actually looking at it. Because once again, 18 to 21, you had probably about 85% that were 18 to 21.
Okay.
30 and up, 35 and up, we maybe had 3%. So, was I treated different? No. And I didn't try to stick myself out to be different. Yeah, they knew I was older. However, I'm not here to judge you all on what you're doing. I'm not going to act like I'm this age and you got to respect me. No, I still enjoyed myself. I still had fun with the younger individuals. To me, yeah, I'm 40, but I don't come off like that.
Right.
I know how to laugh. I know how to joke. I know what's going on, and I think teaching helped that too.
Okay, right. Stand with yeah.
Yeah, it did help out. I treated it as such. Of course, you had many of them that act like, out of place and out of pocket. You had those that played too much, was on the comical side and did too much. But you respect that because they're 18.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? However, okay.
But is it room for playing? We in the Army, fam. We just found out. Well, a lot of people just found out about Pat Tillman. I don't know if that little situation they were just playing, but I don't think there's no room. I think everything got to be serious.
My mind said yes.
Okay.
My mind said yes. I feel that way because once again, if I'm out somewhere, I need to know you gon' step for me the same I would step for you. We battles.
Right.
I expect you to step your game up. Do I expect you to be serious all the time? No. Because when you're somewhere for 10 weeks, you're not talking to family, and you're going through some mental things. Because honestly, many of those, that's 18, just turned 18 or 19 years old, never left the house.
Right.
Don't even know how to wash clothes.
Never had a fight.
But here you is. And you expect them
defending the country,
right? And you expect them to actually be serious all the time. It's a reaching expectation. However, you just really got to be there to support. You got to be there to let them know, hey, now ain't the time to be playing.
Right
now, take this thing serious. You got a grenade in your hand. I expect you to know how to throw that grenade at this point in time and hold it like you're supposed to hold it. I expect those kind of things. On the inside, when you back in the bay and you laugh and joke then. Yeah, absolutely. Not now.
Right.
So there's a time and place for it. But like I said, how do you expect 18, 19-year-olds that never been out to just be serious all the time?
Do you think it should be 18? Because I don't know. If I go in there and I'm goddamn 40, I don't know if I want to put my life in an 18-year-old's hands. Not to say that that's how it looks, but I'm saying, like, if we on the team, you got to have my back. And you 18, you ain't never had a fight. That's tough.
It is really tough.
But you trust the trainer.
I trust trainer. I mean, as unfortunate as it is it a little more pacified? Absolutely. But once again, you're signing up to do this, and you have to be ready at all times. I don't care what you did before. I don't care how old you are. You're 18. I expect you to still have that same energy in difficult situations.
Facts.
Just like I would.
Facts.
Because if I'm battling and I'm defending you and I will fight to the ends of the earth for you, I expect the same. So, is 18 too young? I can't say yeah, I can't say no, because I did see individuals that were cut for this situation.
Right.
And then, with JROTC experience and stuff like that, or those who had that background to where they had mamas and daddies that did their thing in the military.
Okay.
And they just cut that way.
Right.
So you had those. And you tried to dismiss the 5% of those that you tell they had nothing else to do and they just signed up to go.
Right.
Kind of try to disregard it without disregarding it.
Okay, I know what you mean.
But if you're 18 and you're looking to do it, it's not a walk in the park. Be ready, especially if you put your name on that dotted line.
Right.
So 18 is if you wanted to, like, and it was, as a matter of fact, it was an individual that was 17 and had just turned 18 while we were in BCT. So you got somebody who's literally fresh out of high school, just graduated. Boom, here you go.
No hair on the peaches.
None.
And he up
you know what I'm saying? And he up here
handling M16. Yikes. Wow. So what would you say to somebody? Well, you just said it. Be ready. And would you suggest this if you don't have nothing for your life? Like, if you ain't got nothing going on by the time you get to this age, if you don't got nothing planned, then is it like?
I would say yes.
Okay.
And the reason I say that, because let's be realistic. In the last few years, this is not the way to go, of what many people say.
Right.
It's not the way to go. Don't do this. I ain't going because of X, Y, Z. However, if you manage your time wisely, if you focus on your why, even if it's confusing at the moment, if you focus on your why you doing this, and you do what you're supposed to do,
right?
You manage your money correctly, you follow instructions, you be the best individual you can be. 38, 40 years old, you can retire.
You can retire.
And whatever you want to do after that is up to you. You got guaranteed money. for the rest of your life after that.
The rest of your life.
And as opposed to you're looking back on 40, 45, and it's like, oh man, you know, maybe I should have talked to that recruiter at 18. Maybe I should have. You know, I'm not saying it's the end all be all, or, you know, I should have did this, I should have did this, I should have did this. It's not what I'm saying. Like I said, it's to each his own with anybody.
But if you got a for sure lane.
But if you got a for sure lane where you don't know what you want to do, it's an option. It's an option. Now, are there sacrifices? Yeah. Is there certain consequences that you have to do for this? Absolutely. But to tie into what I said earlier, you can lose your mind at a job 15 years if they're not treating you right.
Facts.
If, you know, you're unhappy with your life and your mental health is shot, that can happen in any situation.
Facts.
Any situation.
Facts. So from this point, you on a break now. You leave in a couple days. Mm-hmm. What's next? You go when you leave the home and you say goodbye to your family again. What's next?
So I'll be heading to the big Army again. Next duty station. Getting everything in order.
Okay.
Getting affairs in order. Prepping for a move.
Okay.
Family move in the next few months. Starting my actual job.
Right.
Where I'd be. Meeting all my NCOs and different people that I'm getting ready to battle with for the next few years.
So it really hasn't been like that much time away. Maybe a total of maybe 2-3 months away from the family, because now you'll be able to bring them on base with you. Or
yeah. So with basic, I only talked to my wife and kids, I think, once.
Okay.
We only had our phone once. So it was a lot of letter writing, old school letter writing. They came and saw me on family day. Then they had to go back. I couldn't leave base, so I saw them once. I didn't see them for AIT, and then I was here for a few weeks. However, everything will be a little bit more partially flexible,
right?
To where now I got my phone, I can call and
right,
do all of that stuff. So I'm a phone call away
until deployment or something.
If that occurs, which I'm not gonna lie to you and say, in my mind, oh man, I hope that don't happen. However, I sign the paper. I'm ready. I'm ready.
That's the mindset.
I'm ready.
Because you got to be there.
You
can't be, oh man, I can't be thinking about your wife and you out there in the desert.
Right. And the crazy thing about what the Army says, and it's a crazy saying, but if we wanted to give you family, we would have gave you family. Which is basically ain't no such thing. You know what I'm saying? When you do this.
Yeah.
However, the Army is flexible.
Right.
But once again, I put my name on this paper.
Exactly.
That if anything occurs, it's gonna happen.
And you buy into it though, because you get over there, y'all get, man. So I love, even from the movies, I love the cadences. I love just like the harmony, just running and just everything. You tend to get amped and pumped up for it. You almost get yourself to a point where you wish a nigga would.
Yeah. And
that's where you at.
That's where I'm at. And it's funny because my wife would tell you, I had to conform back for a few weeks, back to that civilian same thing. I was literally up normal time, like I was getting ready to go to formation. I'm shaving, I'm going out running. I got my cadences on.
Right.
Like I'm literally running off cadences and all types of stuff, getting myself and was in that mode. And it got to a point where she was like, hey, you need to smile. I'm like, what do you mean?
Ain't nothing funny.
Right, you know what I'm saying? She's like, you need to be happy. And I'm like, nah, I am happy. But this is my happy face as I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I'm on S right now.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, you know? But, you know, it's the thing of, I do have the support.
Mm-hmm.
Life is going to shift again a little bit. You know, I was on cloud nine for a little bit. But come Monday, it's back to what I signed up.
Got to retrain your mind.
It's back to what I signed up.
That's what's up, man. Well, like you said, you don't know if, because I just seen we meaning America took a little trip to Venezuela. I just seen we did some action over there. So how much time are y'all given before, or is it like 2 days? How much time are y'all given before you go on a deployment? Or y'all at that point y'all don't even care. Like, we get in there, we in here, we find out we gotta get over there.
It's very quick. Within 36 of your name call, you got less than 36 hours.
Oh wow!
You know what I'm saying? So it's not just hey, I gotta do this, and this. You gotta be packed and ready.
Packed and ready.
You gotta be packed and ready. If your name is called, you gotta be packed and ready.
And the way you got to set up right now, you're not on the first list, but you could be called, and if so, ready at all times.
Ready at all times. My stuff already packed.
I heard that.
I mean, as crazy as it is, but like I said, man,
I'm ready to go.
It's kind of like one of those things where you're facing the inevitable. Like, it could happen, or I might bless to where I don't have to.
I'll definitely say, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I just be working where I'm stationed at that moment, where I'm PCSing right now. It's hard to say.
And then at that point, it just turned into a regular job. Like, I wouldn't even know I was in the Army.
Yeah, that's basically how it is. I mean, you treat it like it would be work. Like, I'm in a classroom again. You know what I'm saying? I was in the classroom 9.5 years. That's what this could be treated like. But if not, lace my boots up.
Lace them boots. What's that creed?
The Army creed?
Yeah, I need to hear it before we get up out of here.
All right. I'm an American soldier. I'm a warrior member of a team. I serve the people of the United States and live the Army values. I will always place the mission first. I will never accept defeat. I will never quit. I will never leave a fallen comrade. I am disciplined, mentally and physically tough, trained and proficient in my warrior tasks and drills. I always maintain my arms, my equipment, and myself. I am an expert and I'm a professional. I stand ready to deploy, engage, and destroy the enemies of the United States of America in close combat. I am a guardian of freedom and the American way of life. I am an American soldier.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You say, I am trained to deploy, destroy. Yes, sir. None but respect, man. None but respect.
Yes, sir.
To any and every military person. Thank you for your service. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for being a part of the show.
Absolutely.
Man, much love to you, man.
I appreciate
man, anytime you're around, man, make sure you come back.
Oh, yeah.
And
man, I appreciate you for the opportunity. Yeah. I appreciate the opportunity. Also, one of the best barbers in the land. I definitely will say that. And 5 years?
Definitely.
5 years of a blessing, brother. I appreciate you.
Definitely, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Much love. And go get them. What they say, hoo-ah?
Hoo-ah.
Hoo-ah, baby.
Yes,
right on, bro.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yes. Thanks again for tuning in to the Trent the Truth Show. Please make sure you like and subscribe to our podcast and YouTube channel. Follow us on social media, Trent the Truth. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or if you want to be a guest, email me at trentthetruthshow@gmail.com. Again, that's trentthetruthshow@gmail.com. Thanks again. Tell your friends. Watch it together.